So today we're going to be taking a look at my investing journey into the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, VTI. It's a foundation investment in my portfolio. I've been investing into it since September of 2022. So we're going to take a look back at my results now that we have finished another year, as well as my dividends received in 2024. So whether the market is in the red or barely up on a day like today, when the NASDAQ ended the day in the red and the Dow Jones and S&P were barely up, less than 1%, whatever the circumstances, I am always investing because I am a long-term investor. I am going to buy and hold, so I don't take breaks from my investing plan. We'll take a look at who's buying and the potential future performance of the investment. So what is VTI? VTI, the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, is designed to give investors exposure to the entire U.S. stock market, including large cap, mid cap, and small cap stocks. With over 3,600 different holdings, it's as diversified as it gets. Whether you're just starting out or you've been investing for years, VTI is a solid investment for broad market exposure. It's weighted by market cap, so those largest U.S. companies are going to have a higher percentage when it comes to how the fund is weighted. Here's a look at the current top 10 holdings of the fund. We have Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, Alphabet, Tesla, Broadcom, another Alphabet class, as well as Berkshire Hathaway. So you get exposure to a broad amount of sectors, but because of the structure of it being weighted by market cap, you are getting a high exposure to technology in this fund. It has a low expense ratio of 0.03%, which allows you to keep more of those returns. VTI pays out a quarterly dividend. The dividends can fluctuate based on the performance of the companies in the fund and other factors like market conditions. For example, in June, my dividend was higher than in September of 2024. And you can see here, the amount was lower in September and then went back up at the end of the year for our last quarterly payout. So we have to be ready for those type of fluctuations that comes with investing. Investing into the total stock market gives you simplicity. According to a Morningstar article that I was taking a look at, VTI consistently ranks as a top performer among total stock market funds. And the method that they use to track ensures near perfect market representation of the entire U.S. market. It has hit a high of 302.92 and was about $300 early December. But don't ever let the stock price hold you back. I'm going to share my investing journey, and I've been investing $10 daily, $10 at a time, and I'm going to show you what it's built up to so far. So if you use Fidelity, I want to share an alternative investment choice. If you are like me and build up your retirement accounts or whatever accounts, if Fidelity is your preferred broker, you can also consider investing into FSKAX, the Fidelity Total Market Index Fund. So when it comes to VTI, institutions are getting on board too. Recently, CWA Asset Management Group bought 2,265 shares to add to their portfolio. Why does this matter? Institutional interest often signals confidence in the fund's performance and long-term viability. So I pay attention and take notice when bigger players are investing and selling certain assets. Okay, so now on to my results. I started this particular investment journey back in September of 2022. I joined a challenge over on Keen and Grace's Discord, and I made a 10-week commitment to invest into a blue chip stock or ETF. And at that time, I chose VTI because I felt that my portfolio had too many individual stocks. So I got started then, and I've kept it going, and I'm on about week 122 of investing. I invest daily, 5 days a week. I make up for holidays, so basically $50 weekly. So as of today, My total invested amount is $6,088. The current value of my portfolio is $7,631. I've gained 25.35%. I own 26.4 shares with an average price of $230.80. And as we just took a look at, the current price is almost $288. So I'll be holding this position long term. I'm doing this in one of my taxable accounts so I can tap into these investments when I am ready. But I do prioritize investing for retirement. I have accounts for that over at Fidelity. So now let's take a look at my dividends received for 2024. And I was looking back at my first video when I shared about my journey into investing into VTI. Back then, my first dividend payment that I received was 36 cents. So receiving those quarterly dividends is another layer of returns when it comes to investing into this fund. While they may fluctuate, they are still coming in on a steady, regular basis. And I've been reinvesting them thanks to the DRIP, the Dividend Reinvestment Plan, which helps me to accelerate the growth of my portfolio. Always keep in mind the power of compound interest. So as we touched on, changes to the portfolio's companies can lead to fluctuations in the payouts, but let's take a look at the 4 payouts that I received throughout 2024. And I have reinvested all of my dividends received. So back in March of 2024, I received $16.77, July, $20.13, October, $20.59, and in December, $24.24. I found VTI to be a solid investment in my portfolio. With investing, there is always going to be some risk and considerations. Market volatility, since it is tied to the entire market, VTI's performance will be impacted when we have those ups and downs. It's not sector specific. So if you want to have a higher concentration into technology or pharmaceuticals, for example, the broad diversification that VTI gives may not be the right fit for you, but I like having that as a part of my foundation when it comes to my investing. And as I shared, the dividend payments can fluctuate. They're not always increasing like some other investments that you may have in your portfolio. So now let's take a look at some price targets. A price target is an analyst's estimate of a stock's future price based on various factors like earnings and market trends. So when it comes to VTI, projections suggest a potential rebound to $300 by mid-year and $335 by the end of 2025. And then we should be over $500 as we get into 2029 and 2030. These projections align with historical performance in the overall growth trajectory of the U.S. economy. But it is a price target created from analyst research, so you have to take it with a grain of salt, but it is something to use as a guideline. So if you're new to investing, this is a way to get started and just invest into everything, the total US stock market, in one investment choice. So I definitely would recommend this as a start for a beginner investor that's not ready, has the experience, wants to put in the time and effort into picking those individual stocks. You could get started with something like this. And by investing a set amount on a regular basis, that's another way to smooth out the volatility. Now, many people don't like to go about it on a daily basis like I do, but do what works for you. Do it weekly, bi-weekly, on payday, whatever resonates with you. Or you can just automate it in your investment app if they have that feature like they do on Webull, where your investment is made automatically for you at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. So when I first started investing, when I first opened up this account and got started with this challenge, I did not know that I was going to continue on for so long. But now looking back, I'm glad that I have stayed committed. I'm glad that fractional shares are an option nowadays so that anyone can get started with investing. You do not have to be held back waiting until you have thousands of dollars in order to get started on your investing journey. You can deposit $100 and then go about making a plan on how to get that first 100 invested. And then from there, just be consistent with making your deposits and your investments on a regular basis. It's that easy. So I always like to share that I have investments for different reasons. First and foremost, I have a retirement account. I have multiple IRAs and a 401k, but I like to have additional investments that I can tap into without penalty. So find the right account that works for you and consider the investments that we touched on today. VTI, FSKAX are both investments to consider to get exposure to the total US stock market. An investment choice that gives you diversification, low fees, and a solid performance. I shared my results with you, and they are slow and steady, yet consistent. And I believe that consistency wins when it comes to long-term investing into good quality funds like VTI. So let me know in the comments, are you invested into VTI? What is your favorite ETF? Let me know your thoughts on what I shared today about this fund, institutional buying, the fluctuations in the dividend payout. Just share your comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can keep up with all my latest videos and live streams. Check out my referral links for Webull and MooMoo. We'll both get free stocks and you'll be supporting the channel. And you can also do that by joining channel membership. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.